Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 Eidelweiss Board of Commissioners meeting. Call the meeting to order at 9 o'clock, and the first thing we do is approve the agenda. So I'll make a motion to discuss and approve the agenda.
Second.
One of the things we want to do is, under scheduled appearances with the engineer, that's actually going to happen as we recess and go to the office and have a video conference with the engineer next schedule, so that won't be at this meeting. And we will also have a non-public session to discuss legal issues today.
Okay. Yes.
And with those modifications, how do you vote on the agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0 on the agenda. We move to the approval of the minutes of November 12th. I'll make a motion to discuss and approve those minutes.
Second.
Discussion. I went through them twice.
I didn't have anything.
I got a couple of things.
Yeah.
Okay, under Commissioners Mark Grafham's report, it says Burnham Company who completed the Aspen Bergdorf project. We all know what that is, but if these minutes need to be referred to in the future and we're not around because the aliens abducted us, maybe we should put
Water main?
new water main project.
Sure.
And similarly, the sentence goes on to says, has removed the remaining piece of equipment. Wait a minute. Okay, no, the last sentence. The last remaining payment will be issued once we receive the pressure test. I'd like to add the water pressure test. So it all ties in. Okay, then the second bullet point is, says an excavator was delivered to 26 Middle Shore Drive, and in the process the vendor dug into the newly laid gravel, recently put, you said the word done, I think you meant down. Down. Okay. Then under my report, says with further review of the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services request for lead line mailing to all Eidelweiss, you say Eidelweiss water usage owners, I think we should say Eidelweiss water system customers. Because they don't own the water system, but they are customers of it. And let me see it. Anything else?
Do.
What?
They kind of do own it too. It's okay, keep it simple.
No, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, all right. Okay, and then under Nancy's report, it's the page 3, the third bullet point, final sentence says, whether an Eidelweiss road is a class 5 or class 6, the roads are owned by the Village District Eidelweiss. You say, then you have a comma, and they are classified as public roads. I think we just need to see, but they're classified as public roads, because there are people questioning out there that, wait a minute, the Village District of Eidelweiss owns these roads, therefore aren't they private? No, they're still, but they are public roads. It's real minor.
What are you saying? To put the but in?
Instead of and. In other words, we are saying the roads are owned by Village District of Eidelweiss, true, but they're classified as public roads.
But are also?
You can do that too, that's fine.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
With those amendments, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0 on the minutes. And now at 9:04, we move to the one operations manifest for $17,860.83. I'll make a motion that we discuss and approve this manifest.
Second.
Was there, I didn't see an Excel spreadsheet for the
Yeah, I don't
manifest.
have one either.
I probably forgot to send it to you.
Okay, I mean, I see the bills,
Yeah.
but I didn't see because that's, instead of going through each individual bill, I always first check the spreadsheet, but anyway.
So we're going to adjourn this meeting to the office to do the video conference. At that point, we could look at the manifest,
I have the physical manifest printed.
Okay,
but I think all three of us need to,
Yeah.
Right.
I went through the bills,
send
they
it.
made sense.
right,
but you
but
didn't add them up?
But it's $17,860.83. That's a big chunk of change. Is there payroll in that?
No.
No? So I'm going through the bills, that all of them are.
Coleman's was pretty big. Bryant paving for the
The
deposit
30
of,
the-
Yes, the
Over
11, okay, there you
Right.
go, right, the 33%
30,
deposit.
yeah.
Okay, makes perfect sense to me now,
so do
okay.
you wanna approve that, looking at these, or do you wanna wait till this afternoon and see the spreadsheet?
I'm sure it's correct. I just wanna know what the really big thing that contributed to that.
yep.
Cause I was just seeing a bunch of little bills and, oh yeah, Brian, right, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there was only one that I couldn't, the AmeriGas one, because the scanner.
Right, yeah, you mentioned that, yep, okay. So I'm
So
good
what
with
do we
it.
have in here for the Bryant? Do we have the contract, and
Yeah, I have it separate, that you're gonna sign.
let me, and do you have the 1/3 amount? Where is that at, anywhere here? I just wanna say what that is, cause it's the bulk of it.
You wanna physically see it?
I just
you
wanna
mean?
say what the number is, yeah.
Right, well, that's just a copy of the bill, but here's the,
The check stub.
yep,
So if we approve this manifest, we're approving a check for $11,144.10 to go to Bryant Paving
Yes,
as a deposit towards securing the date of June 1st for them to come in and do the FEMA shoulder asphalt project, all of it.
Yep, all of it.
yeah, no, we
So
discussed
I
that.
wanna say that because
Yeah.
in approving this manifest, we're approving this check that we're gonna send to them.
Correct.
With the signed contract, which we'll do later in this meeting, I guess, or this afternoon.
yeah, it's under signature.
Yeah,
So how do you vote to approve this manifest?
aye.
3-0 on this
Okay.
manifest, thank you. And at 9:07, we move to the DPW report.
Okay. So, since we got that pavement thing there, that's awesome. Do we wanna, we've been doing some backing up of the hot tops and things like that, you know, getting the rough spots smoothed out with some gravel here and there, laying gravel, backing up the hot tops, and that's what we've been working on. So we got to Lugano. Do we wanna spend money and put some hot top in on that? Or do you wanna go with the gravel on that, knowing that it's gotta get torn up again? I was,
I come down that hill, there's 3 ways I can leave my house,
right,
and it's not nice coming down that hill with that at the bottom, because you're braking because of the hill right there. And I'm trying to imagine what the plows are gonna run into during the course of the winter. When it freezes hard and it's glazed over, it's not gonna be a problem. It's when it's not, it's the early winter, late spring snow that's gonna be a problem, I think. So, I'd be up to leaving it to you. It's not a matter of spending the money, it's a matter of whether you think it's a waste to do it or it's worth doing it because of what the early snowfall, late snowfall is gonna do.
yeah.
It's a 50-50 call, huh?
Yeah, it's, you know, like I said, do we wanna expand the manpower to do it right now, and,
And then how do you prioritize that with what you could be doing if you didn't take the time to put asphalt down there?
right, well, like I said, we're just looking to kinda get everything done, you know.
The roads are looking pretty good.
Right, and the other question, the one thing I wanna get onto is Hutwell as well. Like I said, that's kind of the worst thing right now. And I know you've been trying to get something lined up there, so that's kinda where we're at is, you know, we're gonna move on that or,
What do you wanna do to Hotwell?
well, there's some spots that need some smoothing out.
You wanna grade it, or are you putting gravel down too? or-
Get some gravel
Okay.
down and kind of shape it up a little bit in those couple spots and lay some gravel down and, you know, but again, we've been reluctant to because if it's gonna get the ditching
Ditched.
kind of, you know, the
Yeah.
ditching first type of thing, so we haven't wanted to do what we wanna do just yet. That's where I know, you know, we're kinda on that catch-22.
So I spoke to Jeff this morning. I had been talking to Heath and Son about coming in and doing Hotwell plats and a piece of burn
For ditching.
ditching.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Lugano's, yeah, we know that's a definite
But I
possibility.
mean, all the, like,
Anywhere asphalt.
Geneva has 3 spots where the pavement backs up to. You know, the bottom of the hill going to the pond, the top of the hill on Middle Shore, and the other side of Middle Shore. You know what I mean? So there's 3 spots where you'd maybe have to back up the hot top
Wow.
to the
Okay.
gravel. You know, any spot where the gravel meets the hot
Right.
top,
It
we like
happens
to
in
back
several
up.
places on Aspen.
St. Moritz,
Okay.
Aspen.
Well, that makes sense to me to concentrate on because.
Right. There's a transition there, and if it's
We know our plow trucks are getting aging and rapidly going downhill, and we need to protect them this winter to the best of our ability. And
Right.
if this is going to help smooth out the whole plowing, come winter plowing,
right.
and I think that's a high priority.
Right, and the same with the roads being smooth, the trouble spots in the roads where we have some issues where it's pretty roughed
Right.
up, and we got to get that smoothed out in those spots.
Okay.
So that's, like I said, the stuff that we've been focusing and concentrating on.
So, are we deciding that we're gonna tell Heath and Sons that we're done for the year with ditching with contractors?
Yeah, I think we need to draw a line in the
And
sand.
then it's a matter of getting to these transitions to the asphalt from gravel versus paving, putting some asphalt down into the holes on Lugano.
Right.
I think it's the transition on gravel that you wanna get to first.
Okay.
And then soon the asphalt plant will close, so
Right.
you're not using hot top to do that. Now you're into a lot of coal patch.
Right.
You're gonna do it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So we may go the winter with Lugano just as it is, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said,
You know
We
where it is,
we
right?
could try to
Just try
attack it today, but like I said, I didn't want to go putting hot top in it if you don't, you know, it's going to get torn back up.
I'd be okay if they wanted to put asphalt down and it got them through this winter.
If it makes it better for the plows over the winter, it makes sense to do it.
Okay, because I got to get a compactor.
Yep.
I agree, and I gotta think that Lugano, seeing that's a steep hill, just
Yeah.
makes it all that more problematic if it isn't smoothed over.
Well, it's also because it goes pavement, gravel, pavement, gravel. You know, so it's kind of like,
And
It's not like where it's
out of
just
sync
one
on which wheel,
transition.
because there's a
right.
pattern in it that doesn't
Yeah.
line up.
So we could,
Your right wheel's gonna hit it first, and then clear it, and then the left wheel's gonna hit it.
right, so we could dig it out and we could go get, you know, maybe try to get that done this afternoon, since I got 3 guys.
Yeah,
I'd make a motion to give him the option of fixing Lugano today, this season if he wants.
Yeah, no, I'm concerned
Okay.
about that hill.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to spend the money on the hot top if you
Yep.
don't, you know, because I know we're gonna rip it back up. But if you guys are okay, I don't think it's a lot of money anyway. You know what I mean? It's
So
gonna
how do
be
you
a
vote
few
to give him
tons.
the option?
Aye.
Aye, yeah.
3-0.
Okay.
So you can do it if you.
I'll see what the guys are. If they were amped up, ready to go, we'll go for it.
great.
All right, so the kayaks, we'll take care of that. The boats,
Yeah, Veterans
they-
Day was the deadline to get the boats off the racks.
Yeah, last week.
right?
So, when they take the boats off, the ones that are still there, can you make a mark or
Which
some
slot
type as
they're
to
in?
what slot they came out of?
Okay.
Cause I think that'll help us identify, owners versus
Yeah, or
random
any-
people that might say, hey, you took my
Indications.
kayak.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write down which rack they
Yeah,
came
some
out.
of them will have names on it or whatever,
Right.
but.
Okay, but the boats, one person can do that, right? That doesn't require 2 people to remove a kayak from a rack. And
Well, I mean, sometimes, you know,
Canoe.
there's some
It
canoes
depends.
out there, so I mean, you know, you gotta
Right.
pick them up, put them on the back of the truck,
Right.
strap them down. I mean, it all
The
depends
small
on what
kayaks,
you.
no. But a canoe,
are there some big
Canoes,
canoes
yeah.
out there? I
There's a
thought-
couple, there's a bit of
Yeah.
there
everything.
was one on Geneva, I don't know if that
But
got.
that's something we could grab tomorrow, you know, knowing that we're gonna get this other thing done this afternoon.
Okay, but what I'm concerned is if you have 3 men available,
Right.
the boats just, they can wait till a weekend if one person could do it, but you're telling me they can't.
Well, it all depends, I mean, you know.
Yeah. Just
All right.
saying.
Goes
It's not-
faster
it's not-
with
it's
more
not-
people.
Yep.
I get that, but it's not
I don't
a
need
high
all
priority
3
in
of
my
us to
mind
go
compared
get
to the
'em.
roads. They can wait, they're not going anywhere, they're sitting on the rack.
We're not talking about a 4-hour project
Yeah.
for a boat.
No, no. So this isn't a huge deal. I mean, and again, I'm glad that the kids are out there playing, but on Whittier View, there's a basketball hoop like in the road, you know, off on the side, you know what I mean, if the kids are playing, it's just gonna get nailed by the plow or something, I don't know. If there's 2 houses on Whittier View, I don't know if we could reach out to the
Where's
homeowner.
Whittier
or-
View? Is that up on Oak
What?
Ridge? Up the
It
one
It was
up-
Incorporated,
installed
yeah.
this,
Well, it's like,
What
it's
do you
one of those movable ones, but I mean, you know, it's just sitting there.
oh God.
I mean, you know, maybe they just haven't been up, but I mean, I know it's something that, once we get into winter, those things gonna get just blown right over, I mean,
Do you know what,
I think it's
Yeah.
easy, if it's on
where
wheels,
on Whittier?
like you tilt it and just move it. And you,
should I
we don't
wheel
know
it
which-
into the
we-
driveway nearest the
Yes,
thing?
I was thinking it's easier to just move it than it is to track them down. and
Alright,
communicate with that
alright,
man.
cause it's on one, you know, there's a house on each
I'll
side of
move
the
it.
road, and it's on the, I'll just put it in the driveway on the side of the road it's in. Alright, I just,
Off the edge so they can drive in.
right,
Right.
okay. I just don't wanna go damaging it,
No,
you know, by accident in the middle of a storm or something like that, cause it's just, you know, I'm
It's
glad
gotta
kids
get
are out
moved.
playing.
and it gets snow before they have a chance to get up here, so I'll move it if,
No, we'll take care of it, it's just something I've been meaning to bring up, and I don't know if maybe
Yep.
they see this meeting and they'll be up and move it, I mean, you know, part of their fall cleanup, but,
we never get that lucky.
yeah. That and,
I put the 25 Blendon on here, the
Right.
driveway,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Can
shot an
you
email,
talk
I just
about
read
a
that.
little bit? Yeah,
You know, it's another one of those where the driveway runs right out into the road, and when we ditched it, it cut the driveway back. The one entrance is a smoother transition than the other entrance, which is a steeper transition right down into the road, and that's the side I think that they're really more concerned about. You could tell where he raked material back into the ditch line to try to fix it to get his rig up and in there better. You know, I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at that, or how you really, you know,
This is not the paved driveway then?
no, it's a horseshoe driveway.
25.
25 Blinden, okay.
It's on the,
But
East
what says
West
there's no
Padamo side.
driveway application permit? Are they doing?
I just, no, I just asked what the permit might have, if there was an old permit, it's an older home.
Okay.
If a permit had anything on what, if it was permitted for a U driveway, I don't know, you know what I mean?
we
Back in the
wouldn't
day,
know,
I
we
didn't
don't
think
have
that
anything
they
in the file.
issued permit, you know, U-shaped driveways.
Okay.
It must have been like that forever.
Right,
So.
right. I just was curious if there was something, if not, I
I'm
don't know.
not picturing the house.
Yeah, it's one of the older chalets up there on the left.
Going up the hill
Driving towards
from,
Bergamo,
If you're coming off West Bergamo,
coming off West
you got the
Bergamo.
one down on the bottom, as you get up the hill, it's to the left.
Road Charles?
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah, there's no documentation on that driveway.
yeah, you know, but that's, so he's, you know, they're-
So he's bottoming out. He's
Right.
using that portion to get in, and he wants it back the way it was. This whole ditching, the way that they did it, it's not working for him.
This is where,
there's no negative pit, you know what I mean? It's one of those.
can we reduce the depth of the ditch right where his driveway is? Cause I'm having that,
I know.
same thing's happening at my house. Mine's a pretty severe ditch.
Yeah, we've
Is
been
it?
meaning to come back and do that for you, but, yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys, there's gotta be a ditch there as well, but I
Right.
mean, you know, that's like I said, if you,
Really, that's where the culvert should have been in the first place. It should have been put in right years ago.
yeah. It's just,
Mhm.
you know, it's again,
This
it's
is
one,
everywhere.
one of those where the negative pit, I don't, you know, that's,
If you remember what we did on Little Loop a year ago or so, where on Little Shore at Brandon's house.
Yeah.
We put stone in the ditch line to make it easy to transition. What do you think about putting stone just where this guy needs to get the curse taken out of the ditch line for him? The water passes through, slows it down.
yeah. You know, we could do something there, like I said, I don't know, yeah, we could try something, you know, it's gonna affect the flow of the water, I mean,
Yeah, to get around the stone, it might erode
it's
at the
gonna
new
come out into the
gravel.
road and,
Mm.
Depends on how much a flow is. These driveways,
I know,
yeah.
Never ends.
yeah.
we need a grand solution for all of this.
Great Northern didn't really have this well planned out when it came to
No, I mean,
driveways.
in the last 20 years, the boards of commissioners didn't
Yeah,
enforce the ordinance the way that it should.
right,
We're
Correct.
having a hard time doing it.
yeah. Well, it sounds like we gotta do, I agree, probably the only, it's not the best solution, but what we did for Brandon,
And on a little loop, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
yes, that house too.
So I'd have the backhoe go up with a
Yeah.
scoop of 1.5.
I don't, yeah, we'll see what we could do
What
there.
do you have? Do you have 3 down there? Or?
3-inch? No. No, I think we did
I think you have
3/4
1.5
inch stone.
Three-
Um, but,
You don't have a pile of 1.5.
I might have a little 1.5 inch left, I'm not sure.
Put some stone in his ditch line
Yeah.
and see how he. And then he doesn't come up for the winter.
Yeah, again, I don't know.
He never piles it.
No, they shut off for the winter.
Yeah.
They shut their water off.
So he might have been up doing his fall cleanup or something like that.
Right.
He brought a
Mhm,
trailer in or something like
Yeah,
that. He couldn't get in, he
it's
bottomed
the
out.
trailer, yeah.
So that makes me think we'll put the stone in the spring
Do something in the
before he comes up
springtime.
to open
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
driveway up for the first
That
time.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay,
So we'll communicate that to him.
Okay,
okay.
We want the ditch to
We're
work
aware
for
of
the
the
winter.
problem, we're aware of his concern and, you know.
Yeah.
um,
We'll work on it in the spring.
I mentioned something about maybe meeting with the 3 of us at some point. Is that something we could do today? But it sounds like you're busy today.
Yeah, it'd be tight to do it before you guys finish the day at 3.
And if we're gonna do that
Yeah, 'cause we
Lugano
have a 2
project,
o'clock,
that's probably
so-
not gonna
No,
work for
right,
us
so
today.
not today.
Tomorrow we got a guy off and then Tony's gonna be off till the 1st,
oh boy.
of December, so, I mean, it's something we could probably pull off after that.
Is Tony in tomorrow?
Tony and I will be in tomorrow.
Not Yuri.
But then after tomorrow, Tony is gone until the 1st?
Mhm.
Correct.
Looks like it has to wait till after that.
Is this a non-public that you guys were gonna do, or? I don't know what this was about, or,
Safety meeting.
Yeah,
Safety meeting, just general conversation with the DPW guys, see how
so
everything's
it's a public, it's
going.
a public
I
thing?
guess it would be a public meeting. If somebody
Yes.
wanted to attend it, they could.
Right,
It would be in the garage.
yeah,
Let's schedule it when everybody's back and in the same place.
Okay,
It's just not gonna work.
okay, after December 1st, guess, okay.
And the only other thing I kinda had was a question on, again, I think we touched base with it one time, I know about the allowance for clothing or winter boots.
Yes.
So we're all
Uh-huh.
set with, we gotta get some winter boots or something, you
Yeah.
guys are
You said that.
okay to do that?
Yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right, that's all I've got.
Any questions for Jeff?
Yeah, I was really hoping we could meet with the 3 of you so we could discuss your thoughts and feelings about as to what is the right truck to replace the International for the application I'm working on. You'll recall I said if you get a chance, look at the International website, which I did, but that's the only one I could, like I said, do a apples to apples comparison to what we have. But I'm figuring, Tony's probably got some ideas, Yuri and yourself. and I'd like-
Yeah,
I'd
we've
like
been
to hear
talking
'em.
about it, and I mean, from what we've been understanding and seeing with a few of the other towns, they do like that Western Star, that truck. The Ossipes had good luck with it, I know Moultonborough's got a few of them. I believe Madison bought
Mhm.
one as well a year or so ago.
Is it pretty much?
Oh, absolutely.
Apples to apples replacement for what we have?
Oh, I think it's a
for-
huge replacement I think it'd be a big improvement from what we have.
Okay, yeah, anything's gonna be a big improvement because that's old. But the point is that, think about when that was new. I don't know if you were here, but you were here many years ago when it was in much
It
better
wasn't
shape.
four-wheel drive, it's not four-wheel
Right,
drive.
that was my next question. You said something like four-wheel drive is problematic because of the height of the,
Well, we're not gonna probably get away with an all-wheel drive rig because they're too tall. And we won't be, we
For
can't
the
load
backhoe.
with the backhoe. And then, in our type of terrain, they're tippy. Now, there is something where there's, a hydraulic front, they put hydraulics to the front ends, like, almost like the grader, where that gives you an all-wheel drive
Western
option.
Star does that?
I believe so.
Like a front wheel kind of drive type
Yeah,
thing?
so you got both.
Wow.
And then the way these guys have these spreaders set up with the chute comes out the side in front of the tires instead of behind the tires, so you're getting traction as you're going, with the sand.
okay, so that's not a, it's not a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, but it's, what did you call it? It's a front-wheel hydraulic assist system?
Yes. Yes, and a hydraulic front wheel assist type of thing.
So the Western Star that Madison has, is that high, is that a four-wheel drive?
It's not an all-wheel drive, no.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
Most of them aren't. You know, the all-wheel
Yeah.
drives are kind of a specialty type of truck, and they're great, but the problem is they're so much higher. It's like 18 inches more
Yeah, I know,
of a
I've seen them
clearance
and
of
scary.
the body and
Yeah.
stuff, so
And you're saying our John Deere can't reach
We
up that
wouldn't
high
be
to
able
dump
to
into
load
it?
it.
and
Plus
use
the
it?
hills,
Right, when we're
you
out-
know, you're like,
when we're doing ditching and stuff, we're not gonna be able to load the truck.
wow.
Okay. All right, I'll start researching the Western Star as well as continuing looking at the International, but
I don't think the ditching, using the backhoe to grade a ditch isn't working anyway. It's gotta be a front-end loader that's following, we gotta rent a front-end loader when we use
Wow.
the grader. And that way we're not bound to, six-wheel trucks like the International.
Mhm.
The excavators can all load, I mean, you watch Stewart, he throws it into his, and Burnham throws them into his big dump trucks, no problem.
Oh, the excavators, absolutely, you got way more reach.
In the
height.
loader has no problem loading those trucks, and they don't
Right.
have to come sideways across the road like you do for the backhoe, it's just inefficient, because we have a backhoe and a grader and a six-wheeler, we're trying to do it. And I think that when we do use the grader, and we've planned it out, that we're bringing an excavator, a loader, full-size loader in to do that. It's gonna be faster too.
Yeah? Oh, it picks up
And
more
using-
material.
And using bigger trucks to move it
Oh,
off-site.
yeah.
Two of them are gonna do much more efficient than two six-wheelers trying to do it. If we can get the six-wheeler lined up with the scheduling.
Right.
okay. So you're thinking the smart way to go in the future is forget about whatever truck we have, International, whatever replaces it. We just rent a front loader,
A higher one.
or okay, a higher one.
Mm.
Okay. So that opens our options.
Well, that
Because-
gives you the option to get an all-wheel, I mean, and then, you know, like that.
I wouldn't put constraints on what we wanna buy for a snow fighter based on graded ditching and the backhoe loading it. I wouldn't do that. I could just focus on what is the best thing to buy for
Right.
snow fighting and spreading.
Well,
The
then
other
you're
thing
gonna
about
want
the
also,
The
look-
International came with a steel spreader, not a stainless steel. We want a stainless steel spreader.
well, I was gonna suggest in that position, which they're all going with as well, is the live bodies, rather than, then you don't have to put a spreader in it. And by putting the spreader inside a regular body truck, again, on an all-wheel drive, you're probably too tall for the backhoe to load, even down in the hole.
Okay, let me ask a question. The
You know,
International.
when we load, I'm sorry, Wood, hold
Oh,
on a
it's
second.
okay, I'm
When
sorry.
we go down in the hole to
Yeah.
load the spreader, even where it is, it's about maxed out to dump in there.
Wow.
Wow.
So if you have an all-wheel drive truck that's gonna raise that up even more with a spreader in the body, you're not gonna load the truck with what we have. You know, that's where they're all going with these live bodies now. And so it's all, like the TerraStar had a live body. So it's already built right into the bed. All you do is attach the spreader where that goes and plug in the lines and away you go. So that would be the way without having to purchase the spreader, that's what we think we should go for, is the live bodies.
Live bodies?
Yeah,
All right, so
The body of the truck is the spreader.
right.
You don't put a spreader onto the truck.
Okay, body of truck is a spreader. Let me ask this. At present, is the International the only vehicle we have capable of doing sand spreading?
No. No, all the trucks
Yeah.
throw out sand.
Okay,
The two
so,
Catch them.
The two
so
rams have
if we're going with your plan, if that's the smart way of doing it, of renting or hiring someone with a front loader for future ditching, do we really need a 6-wheel truck to replace the International? What if we got another Ram, heavy-duty Ram, to do the snow plowing and spreading to augment the other two that we have? For the price we're gonna pay for a big one of these to replace it, we could probably get 2 Rams.
Problem with the Rams are on the bigger storms, you're not pushing the snow. You know, when you get heavy snow over a foot, you know, the Rams are struggling.
Okay, so you need a.
So that's when you
need
gotta
a
kinda-
6-wheeler to push the really.
Yeah,
heavy
you gotta
snow.
get out there with the big truck and
Pop it up.
push the snow on the
Okay.
flatter roads and everything else, and the Ram stays with the hills, and you could stay on it like that, and then you always got the option of the grader as well.
Okay, I just had to ask the
And
question.
get into the big materials,
Okay,
but,
all right.
when it starts coming down like
I
crazy,
was
and
kinda seeing
you're
a more
getting 3 inches
cost-effective
an hour,
solution, but nope.
the Rams don't keep up.
Okay,
That's when the International and the Grader are doing it.
Right.
Yep.
So you do need a big truck.
well, then let me go back, I mean,
The other thing is, the Rams don't take as much salt and sand out of the yard per trip as the
Right.
bigger truck is.
right, okay,
Right, you
that's
cover
true.
more ground with the sanding and the salt. We don't normally salt with the big truck, but with a newer one, you probably could, because if it's gonna make it, you know, the big truck here, you're not climbing Oak Ridge in the middle of a storm with the International. You know, you're not climbing Bristenstock and Aspen and those types of roads.
Cause it's not four-wheel.
So what are you using, the grader for that?
Rams.
Well, you're using the Rams and staying on top of the paved hills, and then the grader when it's really coming down heavy and you gotta move it.
Okay, so there have been instances, heavy storms in the past where you had the International and the grader working simultaneously?
Sure.
Okay,
Many times.
You know, and you know, you're also gonna need, you know, the bigger truck. I mean, we haul our own gravel.
Right.
We lay our own gravel out, you know, I mean, you know, all of a sudden you need a load of gravel. I mean, the Dodges take a scoop, you know what I mean? The big truck takes 5 scoops, you know what I mean?
Okay. You don't have to sell me, I'm just asking.
Right,
the
no, I
question
get it,
because,
I
yeah,
understand,
I'm
I'm just, you know,
all right.
there's more of a purpose
Yes,
for it
yes,
than there isn't.
okay. All right, so basically, you should be looking at a Western Star with a live body, not 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, but something that you call is a front wheel hydraulic assist, which would help going up the hills.
Well, that's one option, or as Mark's saying, you know what I mean, if we're not looking to really do a lot of the, you know, if we're gonna rent a loader for, I don't know, say 3 weeks out of a certain time period where we know we're gonna do quite a bit of ditching in-house with the grader, then we could rent we rent a piece of equipment.
Yeah, but it
that we
goes back
could
to the
ditch it
sand.
with.
Talk about the sand for spreading. You said you still use the backhoe to get the sand into the International right now, right?
Right.
So you'd be faced with the same problem if you had the higher body truck.
Well, the sand will go into the all-wheel drive truck, I believe, without a spreader, with the live body. The spreader makes the
Without
body
the
much
live-
taller,
Oh,
so now we're not loading it
Oh.
with sand.
Don't
With
need a
a
spreader.
live body, I believe we'll have no problem loading it
Oh,
down.
okay.
So you're telling me
Okay.
that brings 4-wheel or all-wheel drive back into a configuration we can
Right.
use, which is what we want for getting up the hills.
Right, we're not gonna be able to load that up on the roads.
as long as it has a live body.
With
Right.
the backhoe.
Right, with a backhoe, live body or non-live body. With a spreader in the back of a new truck that's all-wheel drive, we're not gonna be able to put sand in it
Right.
sitting at the shop.
Okay. All right. Well, then all I can ask,
Yeah.
we got other things to go on to, but, you know, if between you, Tony, and Yuri, if you guys have a little extra time, just go online and just, you know.
Tony might love doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
We've been talking, you know, again, with quite a few guys and municipalities that we know and have been running these things, so we've
All
got a
right.
good
So-
idea
so-
what they like and.
come back with your best suggestions. In fact, I would recommend all three of you do it independently, but then we discuss it all together.
Right.
Just be interesting to see what each individual comes up with as the ideal
Right.
replacement for the International for Eidelweiss.
Like-
And then we can figure it out going forward, and of course, obviously, budget will be a big thing of it, but we'll worry about that later. Let's shoot for the moon right now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
One of the things that we had as a philosophy, a strategy was, years ago, that we traded the trucks in. If we could sell the trucks ourselves, it was better than trading them in. But once the warranty was over, then we replaced the truck and started a new warranty over. That seems to be very difficult discipline for board changeovers to stick to, which is why we have an international that's 20 years
17
old.
years old.
And I don't know where the Rams are in there. They're 2018, 2019.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So we're
7, 8
talking
years old.
7, 6.
Yeah.
So they're at the end, they have to be over their warranty or at the, near
Yes.
the end of the, we should check on that. But we should have good trucks.
We should. These things are falling apart on our guys.
And it's difficult when the truck seems to be in great shape the day the warranty ends to replace it with a brand new truck, because there's a hassle getting a new truck. You're in the middle of doing it now.
Yeah,
This
it's a lot
happens
to
every
it.
time. Yeah, it's not a simple thing to do. But I guess I'm bringing it up now as a first discussion on whether you like the idea that we go back to the philosophy or the strategy of we trade these in, we replace them, whether we sell it outright ourselves. We seem to get more money when we sell it ourselves. It's a hassle doing that. But
Okay.
people from Vermont love to buy our stuff.
Uh-huh.
How, what's the typical length of the warranty? Let's say on the Rams,
7
7 years?
years, and then they're supposed to be
Traded,
traded
replaced.
and replaced.
Same with the large 6-wheel?
All of them.
All of them, okay.
That was
For the
the
same reasons,
for the same reasons.
Okay.
that we're not messing around with trucks that are
So
getting too old.
warranties
I guess
are
my
kinda
concern is the-
out the door,
Pretty much.
yeah.
The 6-wheel ones go for a factor of 2 times the price of a, Ram or more, so. I'm just
Well, I think that's
thinking
been the reasoning why that they held on to that for so long. And it doesn't seem to get the use as the littler trucks get.
Right.
So that's why that one's kind of been held
Okay.
on to, but we're at the point where
All right.
Gotta go.
there's no reason to hold
time.
on to it anymore.
It's time.
Well, then I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just ask you to do a little bit more homework beyond, obviously the replacement of the International is top priority, but if there's some other replacements for the Rams, probably not gonna happen next year, but we need to start looking ahead to that, because I think a year from now, those Rams may be just limping along barely. They kinda are now.
Well,
Yeah, we should plan to replace them,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
starting now.
because
Yeah.
they're costing money. And, we saw that last year
Right.
with the plow parts and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
it's just gonna
And
be
there's still
worse.
some things that they're gonna need,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we could justify at least 25% of the price of the new vehicles as to what we're putting into repairs for these things.
Yeah, so I don't think you're off with that.
Okay,
Alrighty,
Anything else?
nope,
All set?
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Have a good day.
You too. So at 9:41, we move to DPW reports.
no, we just did DPW ARPA reports.
Excuse me, the commissioners' reports.
Yep,
We call Jeff back, he can do a second one.
First, I want to report on a large turkey hen that has been not moving from the entrance of Little Shore at the Boulder. It seems to be out in the road, and it's been there for 2 days, and it was there again this morning. And I don't know if it's in trouble or whether there's beech nuts there, and that turkey's the only one that knows about it. But it's very strange that every time I drive into the road to get to Diners to get the dog, this hen is there. So if you see it, I'd like to get people's opinion about whether we should call somebody about that.
Okay,
It's very strange.
how
behavior.
long have you noticed it there?
Last 3 days, it's been pretty much
Okay.
within 10 feet of where I saw it the day before. It is moving around this morning, so
Wow,
the turkey report. It's not a good, Not a good time of year for it
That's
to
right.
hang
I was
out.
gonna say,
No.
there is an old joke that turkeys really are the smartest birds because they all seem to be within 20 feet of the road, and the law says you can't shoot a
Shoot.
turkey within 20 feet of the road
Wow,
during hunting
that's
season.
cool.
So yesterday I met with Heath and then Burnham. I met with Bernie at his office, and they delivered the 3 checks. One was for the completion of the job, and remember, there's a 10% check that we owe 1 year from now.
For, yeah.
So we've paid 90% of that project upon completion. I did get the report from the pressure test that showed
Yep.
that it held the pressure for 24 hours. You got a copy of that?
Saw that, yeah.
Bernie's gonna get me pictures that they took during the project and any documentation. He told me how difficult it was to get the pieces from E.J. Prescott. They wanted to.
That's what delayed him a little initially, right?
Yeah, he had to go there and pick it up himself, and they were trying to tell him to take a pipe that wasn't rated for the pressures that we operate under. And he found it unbelievable that they've sold so much pipe to Eidelweiss that they were trying to give us irrigation pipe. Anyway, so he manages that project well for
Wow.
what he was up against. You were asking about the total cost of the project at the Saturday meeting.
Right, the Saturday meeting, yeah.
So to give you an idea, we would need the invoices from Simply Water, because part of it is
Yes.
paying them for their work on the project and
Right.
having Noah on site delivering the parts and that. The other pieces of it is the 10% that's left to do.
Mm-hmm,
All the rock that came out of the hole,
mm-hmm,
the ditch line, that had to be replaced with material
mm-hmm.
that you can't write into the contract.
I don't know, yeah.
One of the things that we run into in Eidelweiss is when they built these roads in the 60s, they often buried logs, cut logs in the road. We ran into this when the contractor was doing Thusis, and they just piled the logs up right at the corner of Thusis and Appenville, shot way off the edge of the road. If you go around that corner and look on the inside of the curve, you'll see a pile of old logs there. They're preserved in the ground for 60 years, right? And the contractors have to get them up to put the water mains down where there weren't water mains before, like we just did at Aspen and they did it on Thusis 2 years ago. Burnham hauled them away. So part of it is, do we know when they're gonna hit logs, and how do we have a contract that says if you hit logs, this is how much we're gonna pay? We don't know whether, there were stumps buried there too. So not only did he have to get them out of the hole and get all those rocks out of the hole, the contract has to, he decided, he does not put big boulders, he does not put 2-yard boulders back in the hole on top of a pipe.
No.
So he got those out, and he didn't get any extra money because they weren't over 2 cubic yards. There are a
Alright.
lot of 2 cubic yard rocks, which barely fit in this 2 cubic yard bucket based on the shape.
Wow.
So when you get those rocks all out, you have to put the material back in, and that's not written into the contract. So those are extras that we have to pay when we're doing these contracts.
Can I ask something about that, though? When we were talking about ditching earlier, I said, is there nowhere on our premises that we can temporarily stow ditching material?
Temporarily.
Well, what if we stockpiled some of the ditching next year? Not all of it, just as much as we can, so that if we do future water mains put in, we have a ready source for fill.
On St. Moritz, at the bottom of St. Moritz, we own a lot. There is a pile of material that's been there for
Mm-hmm.
15 years now.
Okay?
That's what happens. It grows over, I'll show it to you. It's around the corner from where we're gonna put the Como.
Right.
And I even thought that we should get that out of there and make it a place that when they do the Como project, they can use that like they did 15 years ago. The problem is, it never gets moved back out again,
Right.
because it's not great material, because it came out of the ditch. It's not gravel,
Right.
it's fill.
Yeah.
So part of it is, we could decide to truck that over to where we're depositing ditch material now and clear up that lot and make it usable for the Como project, is they have a place right around the corner where they can
Oh, yeah.
keep whatever they want while they're doing the project.
Yeah.
Mostly the stuff that's coming out of the hole. So, we could find other lots that we own to do that, but I'm kinda like not wanting to do that unless we have a plan to follow through and not just leave it there for 15 years.
No,
Right.
I agree, but just since Aspen Bergdorf is fresh in our mind, since big logs and big rocks came up, what did he use to replace that, to fill it all back in?
He bought material, he brought a growler, he's got a growler, which is a sifting machine that is the size of his front end loader. So he would bring the material with his front end loader, drive it down Gretchen to the burn site where he had his growler set up, and he was sifting it and making piles of unusable stuff. He was mixing it with good stuff and bringing it back, so he was doing it in the most efficient way that he could, but he was driving it in the front, his big front end loader from Aspen Bergdorf to Burn and back.
Okay, so if I hear you right, back in the day when those roads and water mains are going, they just threw a bunch of crap in there to fill it in, but now today when you fill it in, it's gotta be a very fine material.
When they put cut logs in the ground, it was usually because the ground was wet. They called them cord rows. I guess in the old days, they used to bury them shallow. They used to put cords of wood in and just put a road surface over it. I don't know whether they were disposing of logs or they were actually using it to firm up the road like they used to with cord, as they call them, cord rows.
Well, they had to cut down a lot of forest
When they
to
put
make
a
the
stump
roads.
in the road, they were getting rid of it.
Yeah,
And when they hit a stump, that was no
Yeah.
useful purpose other than to bury it. So, that answer your question?
well, I think they had to clear the land to make the road, so they had a lot of, I imagine, logs to
Yeah.
get rid of.
I think the whole site where DPW 2 is, that was part of the ravine, and they put stumps. They trucked stumps until they completely filled that up, and then they layered it over with a gravel. And along comes the village district in 1979, and the guy had this great idea of putting a fire station on top of a stump dump,
Yeah.
which led to the walls cracking, and then finally the weight of the snow collapsed that building. And
Wow.
Yeah.
And then another group came along and had this great idea of building that steel building on top of a stump dump. And
We
much to their
removed the
surprise, they ended up having to dig down 30 feet
Mm-hmm.
and take all that out and put it behind the building, which is why we have that ramp up.
Mhm.
And then fill that, compacted the entire size of the building bigger, 30 feet down. And then they could start to build the building on top of it. So stump dumps not meant to have be built on.
Okay, but to get back to my original point, I guess if I understand you correctly, the ditching material we get when we do our ditching is not good enough to create road fill for when we do water main replacement or installations in the
Not
future.
without processing it,
Not
like,
road,
like,
yeah.
like they did,
With-
sifting
Right.
it
Sifting it,
Right.
okay.
and qualifying it,
Yeah.
looking at it, saying, is this good stuff or not?
Okay.
And it varies as to what they're hitting,
All right,
which is what he did. He has a growler and he has the machine, and he took it upon himself to
Yeah.
sift
Separate
what he
it.
could, and I don't know where he brought the stuff he couldn't use.
okay,
Wow.
That's part of the fee,
Huh.
if he had to pay for somebody to take it.
all right, well, you answered that was something, I learned something, okay, got it.
There's a lot
But the
to it,
DPW did purchase gravel
to put down
to
a
put
berg
down,
off.
yes.
So what I have to do with that is, that's another, if we count up all of the things,
Mm-hmm.
the gravel purchased, the parts that went down on to fill the holes on the Aspen asphalt, that's not FEMA chargeable.
Right.
What went on to Bergdorf is reimbursable by FEMA. So I'm gonna break that out. I'm figuring that about 2 cubic yards went down on Aspen to fill where the excavation is until we get back to it next year.
I
Right,
see.
but if you add up all the different cost line of not only Burnham, but the extra cost for carrying away the huge rocks, whatever material we're paying for fill, DPW's time, Simply Water's time, that whole thing that will make up the entire cost of that project, and we discussed this on Saturday, will not be charged to the budget. It's gonna go to the water assessment fund, all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We
Yeah,
just
it's a
haven't-
capital
we just-
improvement line.
Yeah, because remember, I
CRF,
came up with sort of a
right?
back of the
We're talking
envelope
about
estimate of
CRF?
60,000 that could be deducted from what we saw there, but it's gonna be more.
Do you want, should we itemize all this stuff out when the information's available? The parts that we don't have are Simply Water's bills.
Yeah,
And
as usual.
when we have that, and then we have all the receipts for gravel that we'll all divide up,
Yeah,
we should work towards a report that says this is the total of what that project cost us,
Yeah.
all the incidentals.
Yeah.
Because it was the contract was 53,400. 10% of that doesn't get paid until next year. Right?
yeah, but we've already taken it out of we've already cut a check, correct?
No,
No, not for the 10%.
Not for the retainage.
Oh,
No, that'll be
Okay.
next
The
year.
retainage is separate.
all right,
so we will work on a report what the total cost was once we have all of the pieces, and there's probably a couple other things besides Simply Water we need to put into that. But it will be the 53 plus the checks I gave yesterday, that will get it to, the vicinity is 60.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be above 60 once it's all total, counting DPW, truck effort, and
Right.
grader, and all that.
So when we see, let's say, what are we now? Let's say at the end of the year, we're gonna see whatever the water assessment fund where it stands, but of course, that's gonna include the charge for the Aspen Bergdorf project.
I don't know what you guys talked about or how that's working, you need to bring me up to speed on that.
Okay, all right.
What you have already applied to the chart of accounts for
Repairs,
repairs, whatever you put in for the Bergdorf project, that's coming off that line, and that's
Yeah.
gonna get moved to the
Yeah,
capital reserve.
Right, yeah, you'll carve it out of the budget line item and capital reserve or the water assessment fund?
The assessment fee,
Assessment fee.
I heard, just a second ago, I heard capital reserve being used. Should we
Nancy
use
says no.
the name water assessment? That's
Yes.
the fund that's coming out.
Yes.
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 Because I was looking at the capital reserve report we just got from the trustees, and it's quite a bit of money
Quite a
in
bit of
there.
money.
But maybe we should leave it there and stick with just the water assessment fund being the one that pays for this project.
Yeah, because what, you threw out a figure, what was in it before the chart Aspen Bergdorf projects, which haven't been applied yet, was it somewhere in the neighborhood of, what was it again, you said?
Dinah was saying it was 300,000.
That was the figure. that
Yeah, and I
remembered, yeah.
proposed the question to the auditor, but they never got back to me about
That chart of account
moving it
that
up,
that's
moving
not
it
in
out
the
of the
budget.
budget
Yeah.
item.
Yeah, we should, there is a line in the QuickBooks
Other,
that allows capital outlay improvements. And underwater, we should be able to put the entire
oh,
project into that line.
Okay.
Which removes it from the actual
budget,
budget line item
Yes.
of repair.
gotcha,
And shows the capital improvement dollar amount
yep,
for the year.
So would you like a vote that has us saying that we want to move what you have in the repair line over to the assessment fund? To that chart of account that would put it against the assessment fund, the
Yep.
cash?
Does that
Yep.
require a motion? Because I think that's what we sort of intended all
You
along
did,
anyway.
you did.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking whether you want.
No,
I
No.
think Jennifer can just do
So
that.
then as the new stuff comes in that's against that project, put it right to the
right,
assessment.
but I'd still like you to take a look at like what's been itemized to it to be sure that it's correct and that it's going there, like,
Mhm.
you're looking for me to do it and I really kinda need.
Do you wanna have an Excel spreadsheet where we're laying this all out?
No, you just need to come in and look at it. Cause when I open it up, it shows you everything that's been
Okay.
itemized towards it.
Well,
It's
wait a
not-
minute, an
You're
Excel
talking about
spreadsheet,
showing me QuickBooks?
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not need that, but an Excel spreadsheet would be good for the records for future boards to see how we did it. If they're doing some sort of project in the future, trying to figure out how you do this.
Well, wouldn't the administrative-
What costs go into it,
wouldn't
and
QuickBooks
how
show
do we
that?
account for it?
I guess it wouldn't be identifying the project, right?
It wouldn't, I'm
No,
sure
this-
you could do a printout of everything that's been assessed towards a line item, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, we have all the bills, but basically an Excel spreadsheet would summarize each one of those bills, lay out everything and come up with a grand total.
I got it.
We'll
That
put it-
grand total is what was gonna be charged to the water assessment, and it's strictly for historical records.
Another option would be, we put it in the minutes when we have the totals and say
Uh-huh.
that,
Okay,
instead of them even knowing there's a spreadsheet that they should be looking for.
Right,
If it's in the minutes, they'll be able to find it with a search.
but are you talking about a grand total, or are we gonna lay out what the individual components?
We can put a simple layout breakdown of the components that made it
Yeah.
total.
Right,
The
Yeah,
Burnham contract,
that's easy
Simply
enough.
Water's charges,
right.
gravel.
and you could probably
DPW
even
time.
export it to an Excel spreadsheet and print it off that way.
Yeah.
From
I'm
the-
just saying, when we had the meeting on Saturday, you know, I was thinking just the Burnham charges, and then also I knew about the extra charges for the rock removal, but you were the one who brought up, oh yeah, but then there's gonna be Simply Water, then there's gonna be the
Yeah,
DPW
right.
time, and these, yeah, oh yeah, these are all these cost drivers that we need to, we know about.
Yep,
I doubt we should put a lot of energy into setting this up for future board. Boards don't look for this stuff.
I think the plan will be, we did talk earlier this year about at the end of this project, laying out something for the water to use, for water operators and for the boards to use, in the future for this overall project. And it will show the depth of the lines, the addition of the thrust blocks,
Yeah.
if there needs to be a hydrant, if there needs to be a blow off, the T intersections, and if we and most of this information we'll get through Burnham.
yeah,
And when he sends the pictures and all that type of stuff as far as how the project went together, and we can create a waterline statement for future boards to reference, showing this is the same way we're gonna do with the PRVs.
right,
Set a standard for
Yeah.
the water system. Is it gonna bind any future board from actually following it? No. But at least it will be there for them to try to follow,
Well, we used to have a saying in the Navy, why reinvent the wheel? If it exists out there and it worked before, use that instead of tearing your hair out. It's a great little template, I think. And then speaking about cost, one other cost, what about the, wasn't it Heath who did the ledge testing of Bergdorf before we did any of that?
Mhm.
That's gonna go into this project as well, right? So-
Yep.
Okay.
I put more work into cleaning up Geneva Beach where somebody lit a campfire.
Yeah, saw your pictures.
And you saw they broke the padlock?
Yeah, that's just,
broke the what?
They broke the
Padlock.
padlock off the chain that keeps the picnic table in
so they
place.
could move it over close to their fireplace.
So they did break it.
They did break it, yes.
Yeah, how they broke that padlock and why.
Wow,
When they just built their fire closer to the table.
Well, shouldn't do a fire.
I know
Yeah.
that, I know
Yeah,
that.
The thing is,
That's-
that
that's
picnic
fire.
table, that picnic table is needs to be repaired. One of the seats is rotted and is falling apart. So, I think our strategy is we buy picnic tables and don't stain them, and we put them on the beach. I think the legs might be pressure treated, but the seat and the tops are not. And if you get a chance at Geneva Beach, look at what that picnic table looks like, and that's what happens with age to them.
Yeah.
They just sit there and so I don't know I think when we buy them, we could keep doing it the way we're doing it. When we buy them, we should paint the year underneath the tabletop, so we know how long it's been there and get a handle on how long they actually last, and does this strategy make sense to do it this way?
Right,
Okay.
and even if it's broken right now, I would think we would wait until the spring to replace it.
Yeah,
We're not gonna
Yeah,
put
no,
in
not
a
now,
picnic table at this time of year.
no,
No.
I wasn't suggesting that.
Okay.
but they did break it, jeez,
And so it's not, we need to get a new padlock on that.
yeah,
We also need to get padlocks on the blow-off hydrants. They're designed to have a padlock that,
Really?
yes. I think we should have them.
Yeah, definitely. Let anybody open up one of those.
And that's all I have for today.
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, I've got some show and tell handouts. So this is my proposed package for notifying the water system customers of the uranium issue that we have to report, even though the third quarter test came in below the 30 UGL topmost limit. They're saying, yeah, but if you take a look at the 4-quarter average, you're still above it, you have to report it.
Yes,
Okay, so we do.
and we're gonna have to report it next year too. Because once you've had a violation, you
Yeah.
have to report it for 3 years.
Yeah, I did not know this.
So next year, we're gonna have to do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Even though we'll be okay.
Well, we've already done this once this year.
Okay,
Okay, I think what they're saying now is almost every quarter we're gonna have to report it.
quite possibly.
Okay, but we will, no, hold on, that doesn't make sense, because the second quarter test was below, and they didn't tell us we had to report anything. So I think they take the 4-quarter average this time of year, during the, based after the third quarter test.
Right.
Okay, anyway, so the point is, we also have to do the lead line. It started out, we have to do the lead line notification, which is an
Yeah.
annual, but then all of a sudden, the uranium thing popped on top of that, so, as you know, let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone, send 1 mailing covering both topics.
Yeah.
I wrote a cover letter, which I'd like some feedback, if there's anything you think needs to be changed word-wise, let me know, because I'd like to get this to Jennifer so she can put it on our proper letterhead. Furthermore, if we're gonna get this out by the end of November, I've gotta get all these materials to the printer tomorrow. But I think the only thing that needs feedback from the other commissioners is the letter that I drafted. If you go to the next couple pages, going to the uranium one, notice about your drinking water, radionuclide maximum contaminant level. I put in the uranium levels, detected level, which was the 3rd quarter, but then the running average, the 57, that's why we're reporting this. Down below, it gives there's in a box says steps being taken to correct the situation. Uranium,
Yep.
it's there,
Yep.
and I've given our contact data about that. This one's very simple. We've also reported to everybody in our last letter that the uranium filtration equipment was on its way, and I reiterated again very briefly in the in paragraph 1, uranium levels in water system. Okay, when it comes to the lead lines or unknown water service line, the big thing is if you go to the very back page, the information I had to put down ourselves was the water system contact. And as discussed last week, to schedule an in-home inspection, call Simply Water, get the phone number, in parentheses say homeowners pay Simply Water. If they want to request a one-time lead sample test kit, they call our office, test kit is free. So, what I'm going to use today for is I need to bounce the latest and greatest list of water system customers that Jennifer just gave me against my last, because I have to give it to them in an Excel spreadsheet.
Correct.
So I formatted the Excel spreadsheet perfectly last time, but now I've got to go through every single address for anything that's changed. For example, I know one individual who has a house up in Biasca. His primary address used to be in New Jersey, but now it's down in Florida. I knew that, so I knew how to change that. But I'll check all the other ones and get that ready for submission to the printers tomorrow.
So you just need to get this on letterhead.
Yes, but I'd like, if Mark or Nancy have anything they want changed in my wording, please let me know sometime today so I can get it to.
Well, we're reconvening this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Okay, then.
okay. So anyway, this is the way, I'm gonna tell the printer, do our cover letter, double-sided.
I think this was the best way to handle it, Woody.
I think so too. Otherwise, we'd do
Fantastic.
2 mailings and
Yep.
we'd have double the cost,
Yep.
at least of the mailing costs.
Yep,
Very good.
So,
agreed.
okay, that's all I have.
Have anything, Nancy?
No, we've actually already covered most of everything that I had
Well-
marked out, so.
One of the things we didn't do last week is, we went to the office and we did the
Right.
FEMA meeting
We
and
forgot to do the
auditor.
auditor, yeah.
We'll do that
Write a
today.
little, yeah, write a little
Okay.
letter to the auditor, yep.
All right, so after commissioners report, we don't have anything to talk about with the water system, we pretty much covered everything there.
Mhm.
So, we have no public scheduled appearances, administrators report, 2026 candidacy list, deadline to apply.
Yeah, so I sent that email around and I didn't know.
I definitely
That's-
recall seeing an email from the moderator that he quit everything. He quit the EPOA, he quit,
Oh, I didn't get that letter.
I'm pretty sure I saw that. We should reach out to him, but I'm pretty sure
I sent you what I sent you back in August of what he sent. I've received nothing else since that from him.
I could
And
have swore
I
I saw
advised him
something.
that if he was giving his resignation, that he needed to do it in writing. And
Okay.
I've received nothing.
So it was basically just an informal saying I quit. You needed a formal.
Yeah, and he asked, do you need this in writing? And I returned saying, yes, we need it in writing.
Okay. All right. So, well, I guess we'll reach out to him again. You should do that, but I'll have,
We can reach, we can do that this afternoon.
I think you
Okay.
should, yeah,
Yeah.
it should come from the board.
Yeah,
not me personally. I was his subject of wrath.
Okay, so getting back to the deadline for declaring
Uh-huh.
candidacy. So I've put here Friday, January 23rd, so I remember that we needed to stay open a day. I don't know when you guys wanted to start. I mean, I assume anybody can come in at any time at this point to
No.
declare,
No.
no? Okay,
there's a specific time
yeah,
that lasts 10
10 days.
days,
Yeah,
and that's it. That is when people can declare. You can't do it early, you can't do it late.
all right.
Okay, so
So-
that'd be sort of Monday the 12th to Friday the 23rd? That's 10 business
Are those-
days.
Yep,
10 business
those
days.
are the
Okay, so-
dates.
Not including weekend.
Right,
Okay. And the 23rd falls 2 weeks before the first budget hearing.
correct. But I know that we're supposed to stay open that last Friday,
Uh-huh.
the last day.
That's Doug.
So, but I don't know if Doug will be around.
If he isn't, then I'll do it since I'm the
Okay,
assistant
very good.
village
Okay.
clerk.
All right, great. And then, the last day, the deadline for the petition warrant articles to be submitted.
Yep.
Nancy mentioned something that it's a week prior to the budget.
Yeah, if it's the same week, then it's
Then
the same week.
Cause that's
Yeah.
what we had last year.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
All right, great.
I'll start with the, let's see.
That's what I had, yeah.
and we have the,
What?
finalized list as far as it's one commissioner's position for 3 years. There's, the clerk is up, the,
Not the clerk.
not the clerk, the moderator is up,
The
the
clerk,
treasurer is
the
up.
clerk got thrown out of phase
Okay,
with
hold on.
Water being elected to a commissioner and having to
Right,
elect a clerk out of phase. So now the clerk is not the same year as the treasurer.
You need to go, we need to look at this, because the moderator on here says his term ends 2027.
That's because it was in sync with the treasurer, but Woody was the clerk and got elected to the commissioner in
I
2023.
don't think you're talking.
No,
about
I was elected clerk at the annual meeting of 2023,
2023.
but then in February of then the following annual meeting, I got elected as
Right.
commissioner.
And that pushed it out by a year, so the
Yes.
treasurer and the clerk are no longer the same year for election.
Okay,
right, so for this year, for 2026, there's going to be one commissioner,
Yes,
Treasurer,
treasurer, and moderator.
okay.
If the moderator
yes.
ends 2026. No,
I don't
resigned.
know, it says 2027 on this sheet.
But if
Oh,
the moderator-
okay.
okay,
So
but I
if-
guarantee you, he's gonna put in a resignation letter. Bob's
so
done with
if
this
he
place.
has, if he has resigned, then it will have to be, and it'll be for the remainder of his term. So it would be for 1 year. It would be for 2026.
Here's the problem though. The moderator ends the year doing the annual meeting. Right, so it's not, there's a difference between him resigning and just not running for re-election again. He would be doing the annual meeting in 2026 if he just didn't run again. But if he resigns now, we have to come up with a moderator for
Yes.
2026, and we have to put it on the ballot to get
Correct.
elected to it. So, the sooner we know, the sooner we get the formal resignation, the easier it is for us to manage it.
Right,
Okay,
You agree with all that?
Correct,
yeah.
so we need to reach out
So
to
there's gonna be
Bob
at least
ASAP.
3 positions
correct.
on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
2 that we know for sure.
Right,
One that
possibly
we're-
3.
Yes.
Okay, that's it on the administrator's report?
Yep.
So at 10:13, we go to old business driveway ordinance final review for, prior to the hearing on December 2nd, which is the Tuesday meeting, 2 weeks from now.
Okay, so. Anyway, so I had last minute inquiries.
Yeah,
Anybody
you did.
Look at them.
Yeah, I did read that, now I gotta go re-review it to see exactly, you tell us, you know what they are.
So you had questions on the draft?
Yeah,
What are they?
He's pulling up the email. The first one that I have listed here was, I thought there was something we were changing on the area of 7.5 that exceeds plus or minus, but
No,
you may have wanted to
Yes.
keep it, yeah,
plus or minus is correct.
okay, good,
Because can be a slope whether it goes down slope or up slope.
right.
It
And
can
I-
still be,
Okay, yeah, you're right, yep. And then there was a portion on the permit duration, 9.1. For some reason, I had it circled, about, I don't know, it's like 4th line down where it says, for 1 year, but shall conform to any new standards or conditions
as applicable.
may be applicable, or just as applicable?
It says as maybe yeah, I think I would get rid of those other 2 words.
just
The
add,
main
so add
conditions
as
as
applicable.
applicable.
Yeah, take may be out. I also
Alright,
thought,
so that's gonna get crossed out.
I also recall on this particular paragraph that it seemed confusing when we said renewed or extended, since it really meant the same thing.
A permit may be renewed or extended upon application for 1 year. That was the
Uh-huh.
portion we put in.
Right,
Okay, I thought we were gonna take that to just extend it. So in other words, you have a 2-year period there, but after that, at the end of the 2-year period, assuming they extended it, that's it, you gotta restart the entire application, so that would be an entire renewal.
And I think it kind of states that in a way.
It does.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I agree, but I think it's confusing, renewed or extended. Use one word or the other. I would say extended. Because we have it highlighted on there, a new application, including proof of bond and septic permit from New Hampshire DES, will be required following the initial permit duration. So what we're saying is you have 1 year, which is the initial, but we can extend it I mean, it's highlighted for 1 year. So it's really a 2-year period they have there, but at the end of 2 years, a new application.
And that's something that I should be telling them.
Yes, so
you
I'm
need a
I'm
new
asking we
application
take out the renewed. It's confusing. Just say a permit may be extended upon application for 1 year. Or a permit may be extended for 1 year from initial application.
Yeah, but you want them to tell us that they want to
Correct, they
extend
have to,
it. Like,
they have to initiate it.
correct.
Correct. So we could get into a whole discussion like, well, okay, the initial permit expired on November 15th and today's November 16th. So that's it? He's gonna have to put in a whole brand new one? Or if he comes on the 16th and says, I'd like to extend it, even though he's a day or two or a week late?
Well, that's probably in response to our letter saying that you've expired. Like all those other ones that we sent before and people
Okay,
would call
so if they
in
get
and
one
say,
letter and do nothing with it, then I guess we can consider it's
They're
dead.
expired.
Exactly. But, okay.
Yeah.
That works for me.
And I'm actually okay with the wording saying renewed or extended.
Me too.
I am not. It's confusing. It's
I-
confusing.
I don't see a confusion there.
If they're that confused, they're gonna call, I'm telling you.
What paragraph are you at?
You're on
9.1.
9.1.
It says a permit may be renewed or
All right.
extended for 1 year.
But the very fact that there's an or in there, it's the same thing. We're doing the exact same thing. You're making it confusing by putting two words I think in your minds mean the same thing. But when you say or, it's one or the other. Well, which is it? I mean, one of the reasons we're redoing this whole ordinance is because there was
There's not two different paths you're choosing on there, right?
No,
no.
So
really.
make it one. That's his point.
That's my point. Yes.
So pick one. Which one you like?
I'd say
You don't care which word
extended.
it is. She likes extended.
I like extended because what they're asking is, I've got this
Okay.
driveway permit, but it ends today. Can I opt for that extension of it for 1 year from
Got it.
today?
So
Yep,
tell me why you would differ with that and want not just use the word extended, Nancy.
because I think it's perfect English to say renewed or extended.
Are they two different actions?
No,
Make it one action.
right.
Choose a new word that you don't have either one of those.
Yeah, no, we're gonna use extended.
Okay.
okay, great.
Next.
Well,
At the end of that?
No,
those
Okay.
there was something else you brought up, right?
yeah, it was where is it? The proposal of having Exhibit 4.
Yes, that was actually in one of the drafts and,
Really?
yep. So yes, there should be exhibit 4,
Which one was
Well-
Exhibit 4?
the road waiver for class 6.
Oh, yeah. We wanted that definitely in there.
Do you remember where it was? Like, without,
Well, that wasn't in the original
No,
ordinance that we're changing.
no, no,
Correct.
So it's an addition.
correct,
it is.
correct, so we'll have exhibit 2, exhibit 3,
And you already checked,
and then exhibit 4
Right.
will be the road waiver.
and as I recall, we checked with Bob Boyd, we read his, and ours was identical, other than we had Eidelweiss in there instead of Madison.
And there should be lines, the commissioners should be signing.
Yes. But what you're not seeing is that there's an agreement and then there's a notice of restriction. So you have both of them. I was hoping you guys look at them and tell me which one is it that we're using as an Exhibit 4.
Do you wanna see these?
Yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause I'm-
What are you having me look at?
This line,
I don't know, that's been there, I didn't put that there, that's
So-
always been there.
and there's no period here.
It doesn't print out that way.
Huh. Fine. Put a period there.
That's the Eidelweiss, this is the Madison one.
I'll send you this and we'll make a new draft date.
Well, we have the one at the office.
I just fixed this, I'll fix the one at the office then too.
Right, but we're gonna have to do additional line outs from what we just talked about.
District of Eidelweiss.
And then the
Okay,
exhibit,
yeah.
whatever you decide is the exhibit
So we'll have
four.
a new draft
needs
after we
to
get
be
all that
going.
stuff in.
That's right. So where in the draft do we name exhibit four?
After exhibit 3.
Okay.
The next page will be exhibit 4.
No, I'm talking
Let
in
them
the
fig-
body
let
of the
them- They
ordinance.
gotta get through this. Did Jane Gunn sign a bank
This one's
card?
more
Signature
comprehensive.
card?
I don't have a bank card.
So she didn't yet? So we have to
No.
get a
I
bank-
don't know anything
Dana
about
has
this.
to get those.
She has to get them.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we know which one of these was used for the property owner who's building on Riggy? He did
The-
sign one of them.
I think they did the Madison one. I don't know if they did it with Eidelweiss.
They basically say the same thing, but I think this is,
They do seem to say the same thing, don't
They
they?
do,
Yes.
yeah.
They
This-
they
this one-
basically are saying the
but
same
this
thing.
one I think has more CYA for us. I like this one, but,
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
yeah. We like this one the best, it has the big agreement across the top as
Put a
opposed
mark
to.
on that one, this is the one you want.
Okay, so it's the agreement one.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's the thing, this gets filed,
yes,
right, so that's the reason for the big space at the top.
correct.
And you kept saying something about where's the logo gonna go?
We can put the,
Like somewhere here, somewhere?
yeah, but it would have to be at that same level of where it says notice of restriction. We'd have to put the logo there.
Well, we're now looking at this thing called agreement. not
Okay,
notice of
agreement.
restriction.
So it would have to
Be
be,
down over here,
yeah,
Over here
but not up
somewhere.
in the place the registrar needs?
correct.
Yeah, cause you need that space. So, no, we need to talk about where you're, in the body of the ordinance, you're naming exhibit number 4.
She said after 3, is that what you mean?
Well, it's placed after
Yeah, that's the
where the
exhibit.
placement of the exhibit goes,
Well, there's no like
okay?
index.
But you're talking about in the body of the
Will you refer to it?
written ordinance.
In 4.1, a VDOE Class 6 road waiver must be submitted and filed prior to submission of C Exhibit 4. It's already in there.
Beautiful. Do you wanna say see exhibit 4 or just this exhibit 4 the way it's there?
That's the way the others all say,
Okay,
yeah.
alright,
Okay.
And fix the word to whatever it's, I put in road waiver, cause that's what I was calling it. What
well,
was
yeah,
it?
because it's always been called the road waiver.
Right,
So add agreement, road
Yes.
waiver agreement. Because right now,
Road
that
waiver
exhibit
agreement
4, it
of
says
what?
big
This?
agreement at the
Change
top.
that from agreement to road waiver agreement,
And then it's gonna
and
be
then refer
in
to it
here.
that way from
Yes.
there.
So these are all changes you're gonna have to incorporate at the office to do a final draft,
Yeah, we got
final
it.
draft,
We got
draft.
that. Road waiver agreement.
Yeah. And that was what was it again, 4.1?
4.1.
You think things are over, but then they're not.
Never ending road.
All right. Very good.
This is everything, right? Just this top sheet?
So we're all
Yeah.
set with that?
Yeah, we should be.
Yep,
The checks are at the office, but I assume that's okay, so.
we'll be there this afternoon.
Yeah. Okay,
We'll discuss the attorney's response in the non-public session.
okay,
Yes.
sounds
Paper
good.
Yep. Mhm.
So we need to sign we'll sign the check for Bryant this afternoon with the other checks. We need to sign the agreement.
Here's the agreement. Okay, so we're on signature items.
Gonna make a motion that we sign the agreement with
Yeah,
Bryant Paving for work to be done next year. And this is,
$33,770, and we're paying 10% down with this. No, excuse me, 33% down with
Yes.
this. I'm gonna write start date June 1st, 2026.
okay,
so Nancy made a motion.
I'll second that.
How do you vote?
aye,
Aye.
3-0.
all right,
Right.
And it looks like it just needs one signature, so. I'll
Yeah.
sign
Go right ahead.
That's all they had, yeah.
yep,
it. Today is the 11th month is 18th.
Mhm.
yep.
All right,
And then.
2026 metal coverage rates.
Yep, so you guys gotta, well, somebody, we only have one signature on this too. But these are for the rates, for the 2026
Mm-hmm,
health coverage, health and dental. So it's a confirmation that you understand that these are the rates and,
That was one that went up by how much?
yeah, well, yeah. So you're talking about a family plan, a two-person plan, and a single plan.
Did you see this?
I'd like to see it.
And you guys saw the annual rate on the budget when you
Yeah.
reviewed it, so,
We pointed that out at the meeting.
Yep.
yeah.
Came up.
Did you wanna make a motion on this?
That's up, this
Yep,
comes up for air.
that's some big money
mm-hmm,
for but it is what it is.
We'll make a motion that we sign that agreement.
Second,
Aye.
3-0.
aye,
Mm-hmm.
I'll sign it.
yes. The joys of being chair.
Yeah.
Your name goes on everything.
Yep.
And when ice comes,
I have an additional question about the upcoming commissioners' meetings. So the first meeting, December 2nd, is also the 10 o'clock public hearing for the driveway ordinance.
Uh-huh.
Did you want Ian to still attend that day, or should I try to schedule him a different day?
Different day.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Definitely.
day after? I mean, the week after?
Yeah, the week
Okay.
after.
All right, gotcha. All right. Thank you.
No correspondence, no public comments. Do you want to spend a minute talking about Saturday's meeting?
Sure.
The attendance was surprisingly good.
Yes, I watched. It
Oh, you
was
did.
About 10 people.
Very nice.
Anything strike you in that meeting?
Other than just like when we had the meeting regarding what would you like to see the future of Eidelweiss be, everybody seemed to be real in favor of our plans as proposed for beach access. That was like, I thought, really well received by our audience. Also, nobody seemed to have took issue with the warrant articles proposed
Mm-hmm.
that I saw. Obviously, we couldn't give them a full budget, but we pointed out the big things, and people understand things like health insurance.
They got a good picture.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we recess this public meeting after we vote to go into non-public session.
Second,
So.
recess
first,
is until 2 p.m.
I'm
Yep.
going to roll call vote the non-public session, which we'll do now, and we're gonna recess after this to go to the meeting this afternoon on the video and non-public session to, no, just the meeting with the engineer
Right.
Mhm.
and sign checks and so forth.
Yes.
Sign check.
So how do you vote to go into non-public session?
Aye.
How do you
Aye.
vote? Wood votes aye,
Yeah.
Nancy votes aye, I vote. Thank you, Carol.
10:34.
Carol has a coat on, she was ready to go.